Welcome to the world of colors. I'm Colors. This morning we're going to be doing a couple different things. First, we're going to make some Christmas holiday bows like this. And second, we're going to make Jerome the Christmas Reindeer Gnome. And this is what he looks like. He's pretty small. Everything that I used to make him came from Dollar Tree. Even the rubber bands. So he's really cute, and we're going to make him right after we make the bows. We'll be right back. We are at the other end of my table, which I have set up to make bows. And I'm going to make the first bow with this 1.5 inch ribbon. And I get most of this ribbon from Sam's. It's really a good price there. You get 50 yards of it for less than $8, a little less than $8. So I'm going to use this one here that's double-sided, and I thought that would be the easiest ribbon to, I'm going to put it down here on the floor. I learned how to make bows back in floral design school about 30 years ago. I'm telling my age there. And I've been making them ever since, so I like to make them for all occasions, and especially for Christmas time. I've made so many glitter bows in my life that they call me Twinkle Toes. And this is how you start. You just want to pull your ribbon around like this. And it depends on how big of a bow you want. You could do a 4-inch or a 6-inch or even a big 8-inch one if you want. You pull the ribbon around the size bow that you want, and so I just made my first loop right here, and I made the tail, the loop in the tail like that, and I'm just pinching them together in my fingers. And then I want to make another loop the same as this one, and just pinch that together, and then that's my first set of loops. And then you just go ahead and make your third loop and your fourth. Just keep pinching them together. And at this point you want to make a nose for the bow. So you want to just make a small little nose right there, and you round it around like that. Pinch it in your fingers. And then I'm going to continue on to make my sets of loops. So I'll just keep making a loop, pinching it into my fingers, and making a loop. Now I could stop right there and just have a 6-loop bow like that. Bring this piece around here for your other tail, and then you just have a 6-loop bow. Or I can continue on and make it more full, bigger bow. I'm just adding loops, sets of loops. And I thought that I would do this one 5 sets of loops. I'm just wrapping them around like that. Pull that one down a little bit more. 5 sets of loops like that. And then you can cut yourself off from the ribbon by just kind of eyeballing how long your first tail is, and cut that off so you're not dealing with that. And then you want to take a pipe cleaner and wrap it around like that. Wrap it around inside there. And twist that really tight. And then I'm just pulling them out like that. Making the nose stick out. And then I'll pull that second tail down like that. And then we'll cut a V in each end of the tail. This one I've got a little long, so we'll go up a little higher and cut the V like that. And that's how you make the little bow this size. Turns out really nice. It's about like this one here. And it's great to put on gifts or Christmas trees or garlands. There's many uses for these to dress up your Christmas decorations. So the next thing I wanted to do was, that's a two-sided bow, and I wanted to make a one-sided bow. And let me get this bow. This is 50 yards from Sam's, 2.5 inches wide. And these are both wire rimmed ribbons. So this one I want to be bigger. I have a package that I want to put this on. And so I wanted the red truck ribbon. So I'm going to start out with maybe a foot long tail and then start my loops about 6 inches and then just keep pinching them down into your hand. I'm going to turn this one because I want that pattern to be on the front side. So I'm going to turn that and then pinch that in again. Make sure your loops are the same size. And then just keep working the ribbon to have the pattern on the outside. So if you have to turn it, then turn it. This one I'm just going to pull it under. Like that. Then after 2, I'm going to go ahead and put the nose on it. I'm going to twist it like that and put a nose on it. Pinch the end there and keep putting my sets of loops on there. This one I'll have to wrap it up like that to keep my pattern. And then I'm going to stop it right there at 6 loops, 3 sets with the nose in the middle, and then we want to bring this piece down. We're going to twist it and bring it down and cut that off the roll. Take our pipe cleaner and put it through there like that, and then just twist that right up. And then we'll take it and pull it out a little bit. This is specifically to go on a gift that I have made over here. I'm going to bring the other tail down. Make my V's. Like that. And I've got this bow ready to go on a gift. It's pretty easy to do, just a little practice. And let me grab the gift. I'll be right back. This is the gift that I have prepared for this bow. And you just want to put it on there like that and use your pipe cleaners to attach it. Like that. And that's all you need is a name tag and you're all set to go. So that's all I wanted to show you about making quick Christmas holiday bows, or use them all year long for all occasions. And I'll be right back with you, and we'll start our Jerome the Reindeer Gnome. Okay, so what you're going to need to make Jerome is one of these Christmas stockings from Dollar Tree. Now remember, everything for Jerome is from Dollar Tree. So we want the Christmas stocking with the fur on it. And we want a regular Christmas full fur stocking, Christmas hat like this. So we need those two things. We need a bag of 3-inch pom-poms from Dollar Tree. And a couple of the 2-inch pom-poms that they have. And then we'll need you to get these hair rollers. We're just going to use one. So if you have one at your house, that'll be fine. We just need the Dollar Tree hair rollers, the 6-inch size. And then we're going to need the poinsettia flowers. We're just going to use one of those. And then to fill them, we're going to use bath salts. And in keeping with everything being from Dollar Tree, we're not going to use our traditional fillings. We're going to use bath salts because we thought that'd be unique. And it really does make them feel nice when you hold them. So you'll need 2 bags of the Himalayan pink bath salts. And then we're going to use 3 rubber bands from Dollar Tree. We're going to use these Snuggle-Do socks from Dollar Tree. And some 3-ply jute. All of this from Dollar Tree. The reindeer headband looks like this. One of their candy canes that come 12 in a box, and they're like a medium-sized candy cane. We're going to use one of those. We're going to use a couple of bells, green and red, that come on the door hangers that they sell. And I take the bells off and use them for different projects. We're going to need one of these Santa hats and some blush. We're going to use some blush and your blush brush. We're going to use a seam ripper, pair of scissors, glue gun, and glue sticks. And that's all we should be able to need to do this project. So I'm going to clear this stuff back so I have room to work, and we'll get started. I got one of my socks out, and I'm going to fill it up with the bath salts. I've got them opened up here. I need a rubber band and the jute to tie it off. And you just want to start pouring these into your sock the best you can. Until you get both of them poured into your sock. And I'll do mine and I'll be right back with you. I've got it filled up. I've got both of those bags in here. If you're filling it up and it feels like it's coming to the top, you just push it down and then keep filling it up. Put both those bags in there, and then you'll get this nice round little body for them. And then we take our rubber band and we fasten it off. And we want to tie it off with some of the jute, the 3-ply jute. That. And then we won't need this much on the top. I'm going to cut this to maybe 1 inch, a little over 1 inch stub to work with here. And I'll put this aside because we're going to use this. So next thing I want to do is go ahead and attach the nose. So you want to take out one of your 3-inch pom-poms, and we'll glue that in place. Glue that right down there, and let me let me let that set up. Got the nose attached, and we want to put the color on the nose before we put the beard on there. So we want to take our blush and our blush brush and just pounce it until you get, let me get some loose here. Pounce it until you get it covered like that. It takes a few minutes to do that. So you do yours and I'll do mine, and I'll be right back. Got the nose all colored. And the next thing I want to do is to take the Christmas stocking out that has the fur on it. And we are going to use this little white piece of satin, that the hanger part, and cut that off and put that aside. We're going to use that. What we want to do now is to take the fur off the stocking so we can use it for the beard. So we take the seam ripper and just work our way around with the taking the stitches up until you get this off. And it's going to take a few minutes to do that, but it saves you having to buy a yard of fur to do this little project. So I'm going to do mine. I'm going to get my fur off of here, and then I'll be right back with you. So I've got my beard fur off of the stocking. That's what it looks like. And I need to cut 1 inch off of it. 1 inch at the bottom where the hair's growing down. So we want, this is the bottom. It's kind of curled up there and it's really straight. We want to cut 1 inch off of it. What I use to cut the fur is you turn it over and cut it on the back. And I use these Dollar Tree X-Acto knives like this. They come like this. I've got a few of these in my studio so that when one gets dull, I can pull another one out. And so you just want to kind of eyeball it and cut off 1 inch. Go right across it like that. Cut off 1 inch like that. That might need a little more work. I've got a cutting board underneath me so it doesn't hurt my table. I use this cutting board. And so then I have that inch cut off that I don't need. Just about a little bit too long. And also we have a more realistic looking bottom to our beard. So just look for these in the craft aisle at Dollar Tree. So I will get rid of my cutting board and be right back with you. So now that we have that 1 inch off and we have more of a realistic bottom on it, it's not just straight across. It has some texture to it. So now what you want to do is flip it over and measure from the top. The hair's going down, so this is the top here. And measure from the top, middle, down 4 inches and mark that, which I've done on mine. And then you want to take your scissors and cut right down the middle. It should be on the center, right to the end of the 4 inches, like that. And then you want to take it and pull it across the gnome like that. So that becomes the beard, and the other part becomes the back hair that we're just going to glue back here and glue it together like that so he has back hair. We'll just glue that beard down. So I'm going to start back here in the back and glue these down. just kind of take them and glue them across together like that. Still have a little bit of the red thread on there, don't I? Setting up. And we'll glue the beard down. And I'll be right back with you. I've got the beard glued on. It's glued on in the middle and on both sides in the back. And then I styled the mustache and I sprayed it with some hairspray. I got a little hairspray on the nose too to kind of set that color on there. So now I'm ready to do the arms. And so you take out your other 2 3-inch pom-poms and we're going to glue them on, and then we're going to color them with the blush like we did the nose. So I'm going to get those glued on. You see that spot there on the side, the hair up there. Glue them right into that spot there. I'm going to let that set up. I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to color them with the blush like I did the nose. And I'll be right back. Next thing we're going to do are the feet. And we're going to take out the other sock and the 2-inch pom-poms. 2 of the 2-inch pom-poms, 2 rubber bands, and some jute. And we're going to take and we're just going to find a spot on the sock. Push that through like that. We want this feet to be the same material as the rest of them. So we're going to push it through like that. Put a rubber band around it. Like that. And then tie that off. And then just cut that right off. Then we're just gonna glue that right on. Get that little bit extra off there. Now I'll make the other foot and I'll be right back with you. Got one foot glued on and I'm getting ready to glue on the other one. So you just want to put glue all the way around like that. You want to try to smash them on there. We want them to be a little flat. Give them about 3/4 of an inch between. Want them to touch the surface. And just push it in there. And let that set up. Okay, now we're going to do the hat. We're going to take that big faux fur red hat. And we're going to cut it down to size. So for this one, we want to do 8.5 inches down from the top of the pom-pom. We'll go down 8.5 inches. So I want to cut it right there. Like that. That's going to be the top part of the hat. We're going to trim it out. We're going to take some of this white off with our seam ripper. And I'm going to go around and take this piece of white off. And I'll be right back with you. What we're going to do now is we're going to take that piece of white fur that we just got And we're going to measure 10.5 inches right across like that, 10.5 inches. Right there to the seam here. And then we're going to take and fold it in half like that and glue it. We'll glue this little hem down. And then we're just going to glue this up. Like that. All the way down until we have this one solid piece of trim that we're going to put around the hat. So I'll be right back with you. I want to now take this trim piece that you've made and just glue it right up with the raw edge, the edge that you glued facing the top, and the edge on the bottom that doesn't have any seam goes to the bottom. And you just want to glue it right along about maybe a 1/2 inch up. Like that. So you want to find your center, put that right in the center. I'm going to let that set up a little bit, and then I'm going to flip it over and glue the sides. So we've got the hat finished. I glued the sides on the back, and then I glued it in the middle. So it looks like that. And then I'm going to take some scraps from our project, some sock scraps, and put them inside here. And then we want to take that roller that I said that in the beginning that we'd be using one of these. We want to put that in the back, on the back side, up like that. Go all the way up to the top with it, and then you can turn that to give the hat some shape like that. So then we're gonna glue the hat on. Like that. I'm going to glue it all the way around like I just did. Glue it in the back. And I'll be right back with you. I've got the hat glued on, and I've also put a little bit of glue underneath his nose here and held that up and let it set up so that the hat wouldn't be falling back too much. And then I cut the antlers and the ears off the headband, and we're getting ready to attach those. So what you want to do is you want to attach the antlers first right here at the top of your trim, and we'll get those glued on first, and then we'll do the ears in front. Like that. I'm going to hold that, let it set up. I'm going to put the other antler over here and then I'll be back to show you how I'm going to attach the ears. I've got the antlers on in one of the ears, and I'm just going to put another ear on. Turn it here a little bit. Kind of tuck it in front of the other antler, like that, and we'll let that set up. So what we're going to do next is go ahead and take that rest of your stocking that you took the fur off, and we're going to use some of the red felt that's on the back for the scarf. So you just want to take it and cut yourself a little scarf. Maybe about 1.5 inches wide. Just cut it across, and then we'll cut off the seam part where the holes are and stuff. Cut that off. Get that out of the way. And then we'll just take and put some fringe on the bottom of the scarf. I was just checking its size. Like that. And then how I did this is I took this little twist that I'm not going to need on the poinsettia. I used one of them, and I pinched the scarf together in my fingers, and then I attached it, the little twist tie on there like that to get the scarf. And then I can cut some of this off, and then I want to glue the scarf right on here. Right on like that. And I'll give that a minute. Now this is I put the poinsettia on while I was waiting for this to dry, so that's pretty easy to do, right underneath this ear here. You want to take the hanger that you cut out of the inside of the stocking, and we're just going to put a couple of white pieces across the stocking where we're going to put the trim. We're going to put some fuzzy little trim on there, tinsel trim. So we'll go ahead and glue these pieces on there right above the fringe. Put it right above the fringe like that. Clip the ends off. And you remember how I told you about using one of these hats? We're using the hats for the tinsel that's on them. So once you unravel them, you can get these pieces of tinsel that you can use in your project. So that's what we got that hat for this time. I had an extra hat when I was doing the original project, and I decided to go ahead and use that tinsel off of it. So we're gonna put some tinsel on the top where I put the white, and then we're gonna cut and put some tinsel on the top of that. I'll do the other side, and I'll be right back with you. Next, I'm going to put the garland up that he's holding around here. And I just have to glue that in place. I'll get that glued in place and get this garland on, and I'll be right back to get finished. We're almost finished. So all we have left to do is to put the candy cane on, and we'll glue it right in here, like that. And then we're going to put the bells on. We're just going to glue those right on. So I'll do that, and I'll be right back with you. So we're all finished now. This is how Jerome the Reindeer Gnome looks. He's all finished. I think he's really cute. And everything's from the Dollar Tree. If you like this video, make sure to like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.